Hello and welcome to the offline recordings, because this has the prestigious award of, I mean, I guess to an extent, isn't it fairly likely that I'll be doing the same thing for One in the Chamber? For None in the Chamber. Because None in the Chamber is so long. Man. So yeah, I Wani Kiss that Snoot has committed a few too many egregious errors in its decisions for the plot that I don't want to be on stream and just yell. In addition, I mentioned there's a bunch of benefits to doing this here. One of which is that when you're on stream, things change. You know what they say? That you gain pounds in front of the camera. You gain a lot of stuff in front of the camera. Not all of which is good. Remember how Anon got fucked up? What was it again? He had a nosebleed. He got a loose tooth, and it got hit in the sternum. And his jacket got basically Anon got beat up, and it's a week later, and he's fine. I told you, he'll be fine in a week. The problem is, it doesn't really work, because now all those injuries Anon inflicted are completely without cause. Like, let me give you a fun tip. If a character suffers an injury, and it never actually comes up, like he's never in pain, or it stops him from achieving an objective, your character has not suffered an injury. They got a little cosmetic splotch. Normally, cosmetics, doing cosmetic little gestures is cute for developing characters. It's kind of bad when it's supposed to be a narratively important moment. You gotta give it some weight. And Anon sure got over hurting himself pretty fast. Feels like maybe a character point for Anon committing self-harm, but we know that's just not how this is gonna work, and that's just sad. So, how about we go on? It's been a week since the storm. One long, deathly, quiet week. That, and I've been on edge waiting for Mia to drop the blackmail, but it just hasn't happened. In fact, nothing has happened. I haven't seen red hide nor scale of the evil bitch. No summons to the office, nothing. It's fucking excruciating. Like a time bomb, liable to detonate at any second of my day. I'm paranoid every time someone looks at me now. Do they know? Are they looking at the pictures on their phone right now? Holy shit, we got some actual ramifications of your actions. I mean, I'm not expecting him to become an instant paranoid overnight, but it kind of would make sense, because Anon never had anything to lose, and now he does. But we're like halfway through. There should be a good storytelling. There should be like a little second late-stage development that is caused by the events, you know. Because you have your... yeah, whatever. Let's not talk about plot development. Olivia has been a real fucking lifesaver. She's been there just like a friend should be. Jesus Christ, Anon, why are you like this? You discussed your love like 2 chapters, come on! We haven't spoken about it out loud, but she can see it eating me up and will quickly launch into some diatribe about art or something else whenever I freeze up. It's hardly a good excuse since I was chicken shit before, too. It was convenient enough that my presence prevents me from thinking about that dreaded L word. What are you talking about, Anon? Like, at this point, 3 different people told you you love her and you should probably get around to it. Which just makes it frustrating, right? Like, when it happened with Inko, you got the feeling that he's on his mind and he's gonna get around to it, because, he's Inko. Now it just feels like, listen, no one likes it when characters dig their heels in. Anon's already really passive. His passivity, if anything, should be the thing that's stopping this plot from progressing. But if you're also going to make him reluctant on top of that, like, what is he? He does, like, whenever he does do stuff, it feels so weird if he's reluctant and passive. That's not to say we haven't been around each other any less. In fact, I found myself on an outing with her this fine Saturday morning. Needed help with a photography assignment, and after enough begging, bartering, and bitching, she agreed to help me out. The only caveats that are over one. The mind boggles at what we'll come back to later. Hey, pay attention, Anon! She snaps her fingers in front of my face. The metro is empty today. Cold weather has a way of thinning the primarily saurian walked streets. The assignment, like verbatim to what Attica was asking for? Yeah, right. Says I gotta experiment with different apertures and focal lengths. The assignment calls for attention to not compositions and the use of depth of field to enhance the setting. And that's it. Is it really? Let me see. What? That's what it says. It's my grade, you know. My Saturday wasted if you botch it because you read like a 3rd grader. Why, Olivia? You would say that on a day... You would say that a day with a friend is wasted? Whatever, screw you. I want to watch Gundam today. You know, like, here's the thing, right? Let me just roll back. You can have a passive or reluctant main character, right? You can do that. You can make that the focal point. But Olivia needs to give him shit for it. Someone has to point out that you can't live your life like this. You can't live your life expecting all your problems to blow your way. To some extent, you need to communicate. You need to reach out. You need to take those steps. Someone can push you, but how far is someone willing to, or can they even? Like, at some point, Olivia has to go, Anon, for fuck's sake, everyone knows, Damien has told me like 10 times by now, just say it already. Just kiss already, as I often like to joke. That's, screw you. I want to watch Gundam today. We can watch our obsession show anytime, and we will, but first, I need your help with this. Only you can. Don't know why you say that. You could have snapped this pick about just about anything with those requirements. Yeah, on top of that, couldn't you get, like, Ben involved? Isn't he more experienced? Would that make more sense? Are you afraid of Ben? No, I wanted something worth photographizing. Something pretty, natural, open. Hey, you could live it. Why not go to the fountain? Wasn't that like a whole thing you just established? That'd be a very good way to combine the good with the necessary. The nice with the necessary. Shut up. Shut up. I barely remember this place. Last time I went with my dad, it was like, what, 3? I could be dragging you out to a field of gravel to all I know. You aren't, though. What makes you so damn sure? I trust you wouldn't. Shrug. She scrunches her nose at the sentiment, but doesn't try to fight it. It was a no-brainer to ask Olivia for help. It was a nice excursion, not a date, that we would share platonically! I could have asked Damon, but we would have spent all day going in circles, and Liz probably would have found a perfectly boring, safe choice. So what's this place called? Oh wait, what's this place called? I barely remember the place, much less the train line to it. It's, fucking Donovan's Pointee. Why'd it come to mind first? Olivia looks out the window as the cityscape grows smaller and smaller on the horizon. Why don't you say it shrinks at the horizon? It's kind of an unusual term of phrase. Nice and snappy and memorable. I remember being pretty, colorful, you know, the outdoorsy stuff. Go on. She regards me with a suspect look before replying, like I said, last time I was there was with Da. Why would it be uppercase? Isn't that just what you call him? Is his name David? Is that what you call him, Dad? Ugh. We came out in the spring, so probably won't be as pretty with everything dying off now. You live in the Mediterranean climate! Shit stays good all year round, man! It was already after Mom passed, so it was just me and him. Not even Damien or any of the other pains. I remember us sitting out on a blanket for hours. I don't remember the lunch he packed. Just sitting and watching clouds fly by and basking in the sun. Yeah, that's something a carpet croc would do, huh? Olivia gets really into it, closing her eyes and bellowing lightly. But a small draft chills her, dragging her from a reverie with a shiver. Fucking cold. If it's bad out here, I may have to cut you open and crawl inside to survive. Want to be inside me? Okay. Yeah, probably wouldn't be worth the skinny stench anyway. I've seen what you ate. Gator breath, what says what? Not falling for that. Oh, boo you. I don't like how much they laugh. Can I just point out that I find it kind of weird that they're so extroverted with their laughter? Like, I get if you have a little quiet snicker or a little like, but they laugh. Like, they use the full verb to laugh, which implies that they're like actually, like they're at a fucking comedy club, and it feels so weird for Anon. And for Olivia, like, Olivia has the goblin laugh, which I wouldn't really call a laugh. I call it a chortle, if anything. It's so weird. They're such fucking normies. Ugh. If I'm going to read about a normie, let's make it a cool normie, a fun normie, an exciting normie. Anon has character traits I like, and they're not here. I push Olivia out since she's too busy turtling into her hoodie. The station is practically in the middle of nowhere. It's like in Japan. Hardly anything other than a few ranger stations and bathrooms with different derf paths branching off into hiking. Why is that such a... Make it a short sentence. That's so weird. It's like you start off with what the place looks like, and then you're like, oh, this is where... I get you're trying to expand my vision. I mean, maybe this is just the dry kind of establishing shot you need. Well, way in... How could you be way inland, my man? American trains are not that good. They're not that nicely organized. You probably waited for like a half an hour at the station. We're way inland now, so the sea breeze stench gives way to crisp, earthy breaths of air. That's because you're next to a toilet, my man. Alright, which direction, Olivia? Like I said, I don't remember! Oh, please remember. Maybe I need to jumpstart the gears with some heat. Unable to throw her hands up to swat me away, she squirms and sucks her head into the hoodie. Stop! Okay, okay! I relent, and she cautiously brings her head out with a flustered glare in my direction. Well, wasn't there any trees? It was over a hill, to look down some sort of valley, I guess? She swivels her head this way and that, having me consult several trail markers and maps before deciding it. Why is she so reliant on you in this? Isn't Olivia, like, trying to avoid being this reliant? Like, couldn't she just fucking roll her ass over to there? Before deciding on a direction. Holy shit, Olivia! I'm having to even push with my whole body to get her uphill, owing to more to her creaky wheels than her weight. Have you ever oiled this thing? What? I thought the squeaking was music to your ears. I told you that in confidence, and that only applies when it helps me find you and heroically save you from a bully. Oh, is that how you remember it? Yup, and it'll be written as the crowning moment in my autobiography. I'm thinking of the title for the title. You're thinking of a title, but it's the title because you're giving us. I'm thinking of the title Anonymous, Hidden Genius. Get that the out of there. Make it snappy and sassy. As we reach the top, my eyes fall upon our destination. It's a title. You don't need to put articles in there. Articles are so overdone in titles. Just fucking let it stand. Because, leaving me speechless on the trek thus far, leaving me breathless. I mean, if you're breathless, speechless, kind of comes with it. Ha. Genius. More like. Olivia follows my. Why is Anon the one who's like this? This is what I'm talking about when I talk about like Olivia that feels like she exists just to be Anon's fucking carpet. Is why can't she see this herself? She brought you here. Shouldn't she know? Like it's so weird that Anon constantly talks first and does everything first. Olivia where's her agency? She's dragged along on this too. It's so weird. Is this a date to her? Like, this is why third-person perspective can be fun, because you can kind of play around with that idea a bit more, because Anon will, generally speaking, try to dissuade himself from that being the case. Whatever. I'm just annoyed, because we could be doing sassy stuff. At least with Inko, it's like the love is obviously there, and Inko's just lying to himself. But here it's like Anon, he's such a normie. Railing her own train of thought. It's gorgeous. Large, rolling dunes of tall grass? That's a thing? Tall grass? That sounds like shit I'd make up. Wiki, what the fuck is tall grass? It refers to North American grasslands, the tall grass prairies. A characteristic tall grass prairie plant. Huh! That's just funny. Neat. Just like I learned about those funny hills. Exhibiting a full spectrum of colors and shape that Dinophonia can support. I'm certainly no botanist, herbalist, or any other synonym for plant nerd, but even I can pick out what's most likely the year's last population of poppies, buttercups, baby blue eyes, and a dozen others I could only try to describe. Heading downhill and walking the trail between the outcroppings, they're still so stunning in spite of their obvious wilting. Why are these flowers so flowery when it's like fall? Like late summer, shouldn't they already be falling off and like degrading? It's a little past noon now, and the sunlight filters down in golden bands through snow-like clouds. How did you describe them as snow-like if it's like fall? Also, why did they bring up snow last time? It started raining. It was a monsoon. Every time to bring up snow is what I'm saying. Olivia and I stopped for just a moment, neither of us voicing our wonder or even bidding the other to look at anything in particular. The wind let's put on something cuter, because this song is a bit too city slick. Yeah, this works. Olivia and I just stopped for a moment. Neither of us voicing our wonder or even bidding them to look anywhere in particular. The wind slightly rustled through the grassland around us as a lone morning dove trills in the background. It's hard to place, but it's as if we stepped out of time, out of place from all the drama of St. Helens, away from Mia, midterms, and even our other friends. It's as if Don't do this turn of phrase twice so quickly in a row. Just a pro tip. It makes your comparisons look a little sad. Unless you're doing it for like effect, but then you have to use it 3 times. Because if you don't do it, if you use it twice, it always feels a little clunky compared to using it 3 times. Because 3 times is where your brain starts noticing patterns. But if you're gonna do repetitions like that, I recommend either make them all super long and you can kind of see it coming, or they're all nice and snappy, so the beats of the drum hit well. It's as if a certain assuredness descends upon me. Jesus Christ, just cut it with the S's. It's peculiar, but it's almost like the sheer fact that the place like this exists, not having to struggle like we do, even as the seasons change and death approaches it. Death approaches it? And the whole point of winter is that things come back. Feels like everything will be alright. The flowers don't need to fight for their place in the world. I mean, they do, and that's what herbivores do. So if we can be better and look. Jesus, Anna, you're standing in a field. You're not like this. Like, you might be overcome with awe at, like, nature and a broad open space, but, like, aren't you from the fucking Midwest? Should you be more used to open spaces and flowers and plants and hills? I don't know much about the American Midwest, but I imagine you're not this unfamiliar with the concept of a prairie. Although I guess maybe he lives in a place that doesn't have. I don't know. It's like I should just go to America and visit every single state once and just fly over with a helicopter, scan every single mile, and have a good impression of what it's like. It's the only way I can get to it. What fear could we possibly have? I don't know. The fear of freezing to death. Your girlfriend's pretty cold over there. It's a nice thought. Fleeting. Soon enough, I'll be back to worrying about Mia. With this feeling about Jesus Christ, Anna, you've discussed this feeling like with 3 different people quite conclusively. With Damien, the guy, technically with Yatacon to an extent. Fucking get over yourself. Like, if you're going to be this verbose, at least have some novel things to say. But for the time being, I know it'll be okay. I can see why your chief memory was sitting and watching the clouds zoom by and appreciate. I mean, they zoom by because it's a slow time, baby. Part of me silently wonders this place was certain inspiration for the contest painting. So, that's an interesting little... That's a cute little connection to make. I like that. I think better than to bring it up, because if it was, this place hasn't yet been tainted for her. I'll be damned if I'm the one to do it. I don't know for how long we stood there for, but... At some point, I feel Olivia's tail squeeze my wrist. Having snaked around it some time ago. You needed a picture, right? Hardly recognized her voice at first. But you noticed her fucking tail wrapping around. Slowly coming back from wildflower hypnosis. I don't like this. I really don't like how Anon just goes back to fucking shitpost asshole mode so quickly. It really undercuts the capacity for Anon to change. And that's clearly the point. That he changes. That he is changing. Or at the very least, he's not the Anon we know and love. It's like, just make him any other fucking normal if you're gonna go this route. Yeah. She releases my wrist. Her tail now slowly swaying. Blech, now swaying slow. Why slowly? Why not slowly swaying? Slowly swaying back and forth as if carried by the breeze. It's a little saddening that the moment is over, and I find myself frowning that I have to settle for a paltry reminder of it as a photograph. At least I'll have the memory, and I shared it with Olivia. That's easily my top pick. As a bet. Jesus, shut up! If you're just gonna hammer, like, I get that it's supposed to be Anon denying himself, but this only works before that revelation. Now it's like, okay, cool. I know that I'm gonna die from cancer, but I'm not dying of cancer. It's like, my man, we're past that point. We've crossed the goalposts. You need to enter the next stage. Like I said, if you're gonna be verbose, have something to say, and have something new to say is more the point. It was just cool to share with someone, but especially with her. I take out my camera and begin fiddling with the settings, and switch out the current lens for another one in my bag. Eventually I get the correct settings and I have several test shots. Almost perfect. Thanks, Olivia. For what? For helping? For always being there with me? Even if this wasn't your ideal Saturday. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten this shot. She rolls her eyes, but I can tell she's hiding embarrassment with it. It's just a pretty place. And I knew I could count on you to come through on finding it again. What the fuck are you even saying? She's a little stunned as she realizes how much such a fortuitous moment is owed all to a memory and a desire to help me out. You're welcome? Bad news though. This spot won't do. Gotta go a bit further? I'll lead the way while I scout shots? Fine. But you better get like an A++ from Yatacon for this one. She dramatically wheels herself forward and I purposefully hang back as I smile sinisterly. Just say you grin. Just grin. Just fucking grin. She runs her hands along the edges of the grass, fingers being tickled with the white fronds. Raise my camera and make sure the distance is right. The assignment calls for attention to shot composition and the use of depth of field to enhance the setting and frame a lone subject as the focal point. A silent snap and I've got my assignment done. Taking a look through the viewfinder, she has her head tilted to the sky till mid-contented flick. Unadulterated contentment. I follow her and take a few more red herring shots before I got it. She must never, ever... Aren't you handing this into a Yatacon? He might bring it up. That'd be awkward as hell if he does. On a metro... I like how we're just done. We're just fucking done? Ho up, chief. Ho up, chief. You make this adorable scene, and I'm like, listen, it's fine if you have like some downtime, just have some characters fucking shoot shit. We're done. We're just done now. There's no where Olivia's like, hey, thanks for taking me there. Oh man, this was kind of nice, you know? Nice to be in nature after I'm in town also. Nothing, just like, we're done? This is called emotional whiplash, and you need to be more careful with this. You need to establish a denouement. You can't just have the action, the climax be the denouement. Oh man, what a slip up. What a slip up.